But and now I want to talk about something that I was very interested in. Raiders are going to be a faction in the game, correct?
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're I started a new recording.
Just making sure. Yes, they are going to be. They're already kind of a faction, but now they're going to be a full faction.
There's
We
going to be a
a
whole
new
lot of new
set of later.
factions. Else, correct, right?
Oh right, we're going to be revamped. I've been seeing a lot of saying we in the circle I've been in seeing. They're going to bring back the Raiders completely. Gormons, the Cutthroats, those might not be there, but they'll still be a quest. But we'll be bringing back the Enclave. There'll be lots of soldiers. There might even be a few free states guys coming back from here, as well as new groups. Like I said, there's going to be new Raiders. Um, there might be other things too, like Settlers is now a faction. The Settlers, you can side with them. There might even be a point where you can play it out like other games with consequences and choices that you have to eventually side with. Do you want to side with the Raiders or side with Settlers? And depending on which one you side with, will make the other side angry and they want to fight you. So I mean, where you could maybe even then choose to try to passively, unlike Fallout 4, I think that specifically here it looks like I think you might even be able to passively do that. So if you sided with the Settlers and the Raiders, like, well, we trusted you for this X amount of time, now you betrayed us. This is war. I think there might even be a way to make it where no bloodshed is even done, and you could even get the Raiders and the Settlers to help each other. The Raiders don't go and kill the Settlers, and the Settlers, I don't know, invite them to Christmas or something. A couple that treat them with respect, as long as they don't be jerks. You know, you give a little and they give a little, and then I don't have to come over and kick both y'all's butts. Everybody is we give them a win-win, an ultimatum for a win-win scenario, and the game will be. I think the game will be more challenging. Like I said, our friend I mentioned, I don't want to do his name yet. I don't think I want to pop off his tag until we know for sure. But he had a hard time. He's simple. He likes it simple. He doesn't like it super techy. And it took a bit for him to learn Fallout. So what you've been seeing is well the work me and you, and what I've taught him all the way up to meeting you. So that's a lot of what he learned from me, and then what you've also taught him as well. And even then he goes question, and he asks his question. Sometimes for us that's a simple yes or no, but to him he doesn't know. I think you have to relearn a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Mars and Sabrina and Kate, my three daughters, are like that as well. They'll probably have to relearn some things. Sabrina, as I may have mentioned before in the previous part, will be stoked about this. There's a lot of things. Mars is 13. She has no clue how this game works compared to what I know on my level, or what Kate or her sister, older sister Kate, or middle sister Sabrina. It's going to be a whole new experience for her, especially now that she doesn't know how the game works. But it won't be super hard because where me and you have been playing without Wastelanders. I'm just fine without with Wastelanders, but I'm also perfectly okay with it. Wasteland, man. She's gonna be so confused when although I've been keeping her up to date when I get stuff in. So she won't be super dumbfounded when we add people.
This whole update is
She
going
doesn't
to be just
she
one big
doesn't
learning curve for all of us.
she doesn't understand what an NPC is. I had to explain it to her. I had to teach her ahead of time just because of that. Is it a hindrance? No, I just don't want her to be thrown into it. Because I hear a lot of people coming back being new players now. They may be at the same level they were when they left, but they'll be new players. So I'd rather have my kids get a better start than a returning player who knew the game before and now completely new game as a whole than just throwing them in. But how do you feel about let's while we're talking about Wastelanders, let's talk about the maybe new enemies that are coming out. There's a new bunch of new things, weapons. The bow is everyone's hype. The TXO2 is soon to be in the item shop along with Captain Cosmos as well, from what I've been hearing and seeing on YouTube. Some people making it. The Captain Cosmos set of power for Fallout fans. I don't know if they who played that DLC with you, Chris, but that armor reminded me a lot of Doom. The bulkiness of the helmet. I mean, hell, you noticed recently I had to help just see if you help me go find a double barrel shotgun for get
Yeah, and
paid for
I
doing
brought you a
heroin. It's another way,
Vampire's explosive double barrel shotgun.
and I enjoy it. It reminds me of a Doom gun, the double barrel, the legendary status. and even named it Super Shotgun. I'm getting hyped for Doom, but I'm really getting hyped for Wastelanders. I love the Doom games. I love Wastelanders. Anything Bethesda owns, I've been a fan of. I've been quite fond of, and I've enjoyed it. But how do you feel about the idea of now, instead of running around with a crossbow, you could also get an option to get a giant bow? It looks like a long bow, kind of, or a
I would
compound bow.
love to have a longbow. I'm gonna go out and say it. The longbow would probably have a faster fire rate than the bow, but that's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be really cool. Having a longbow around, silent strike, no sound, low
Right.
sound, stealth operations, stuff like that, where you just need a good shot and you don't want to make a whole lot of noise, if any noise at all, to alert enemies. That's going to be
Right.
really helpful, even more helpful than the crossbow, because the crossbow even then makes a little bit of noise, but a bow and
Sure.
arrow will make none, none.
Well, they might, and they
Might,
see
but
they go
that's
phew, phew, phew. A lot of games make a
but that will be
sound.
more of the
It's sort of
arrow and
like I
not the
have a
bow
bow right now.
itself.
The arrow makes the sound. The arrow will make a sound of the wind.
Yeah,
And you can play games like not Legend of Zelda. It was a game I played once that really. I have a bow right now. I know how to shoot a bow. It still makes a doom sound with the wood and the string. That's almost not hearable to a super mutant, but the arrow will go. Phew, it whips. It whistles. Now, now, how do you feel about the bad side of that though? I mean, I feel like it's a good balance between
the only
guns
bad
blazing
side of
or
that I
silent
can
stealth.
see is the fact that maybe it won't have a whole lot of power, and also might. Well, and then again, it
Limited.
could have a slower fire rate than the crossbow. You never know
Well,
with
yeah,
this
because you
kind of
gotta reach
stuff.
up and grab the. You gotta
The
reach up and
arrow.
grab the arrow and put it in. But maybe it'd be like a charge shot kind of. You pull the further back you pull it, let it go. But the
That's what
downside I
I
see
was thinking. A charge shot
I
weapon.
do see a downside to some things though is the ammo capacity as a quiver as an item on your character possibly, but at most the modification.
Or maybe
What
it'll
I
be a
see looks
single
like it's
shot
made
and
of wood.
reload.
It is going to be skull. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, but my biggest problem is this: the material it's going to be made from looks like wood. I don't see a lot of mods either. And people I've been talking to that are they work with the game and other things, as you probably know, and we'll keep names away, keep names behind the curtain because for confidential reasons. But they haven't revealed any other version bow, but than the one I've seen on the thing looks like a longbow, and I don't think there's gonna be a lot more that it'd be like the crossbow where you get it and it's just stock. You can't. You get a legendary effect, yeah, but you can't go and make it. Like I was thinking, it'd be kind of funny to run around with a bow and make it like the same thing as the cultist knife. Make it ivory stock, or and make it look like a cultist bow with hair threads or something for the string, and then make the arrows out of the obsidian color with the black titanium, and
Yeah.
an ivory shaft. I mean, make it
Also,
cultist looking.
I saw about speaking of cultists. I seen something on that in the in
Oh
the
yeah,
Wastelanders trailer. You see a bunch of stuff relating to the cults and stuff. There's gonna be a cultist faction,
right. There
and
is.
that's gonna
There
be
is.
really
I think
interesting
it's
because
just a
maybe
cultist faction. I don't think it is Mothman or Interloper, as some people think. I think it's just a faction.
I just think it's gonna be
Anybody
cultists.
doing cultish stuff in general,
I don't
and they
really.
look to be quite hostile as well, like the Raiders would be. They're not immediate, like go in there and beat his butt and bleed him dry, like a Raider might. But they seem to be quite hostile or quick to hostility. But they seem calm and collected and hold services like. They may ask you a certain amount of times to join them, and if you tell them no more than once, then they start getting a little aggressive. But they don't look like Raider immediately, like Raiders do, where you better join our faction or you'll regret it greatly. And you kind of don't do it, and then they start being a dick because you know what I mean. Like you've seen it in Fallout 4, they kind of
Yeah.
they're like the gunners. They jump up and they want to fight you immediately. And I think that's what makes the game so bad with community-wise. A lot of community members would rather side with the Raiders in hopes the company won't punish them for doing game-breakingly bad things, because they'd be like, oh yeah, well I side with the Raider faction, got to represent the Raiders, bro. And they still get banned anyways, because to the company, you're doing wrong, regardless of what faction you side with. But a lot of people I've been seeing recently have will grief, bounty hunt, they call it headhunting. You could put a bounty on your game you play by going on a thing like Facebook, Discord, or Xbox. And it's like, they'll send a picture of your tag to somebody and say 10,000 cap. They pay it up front for them to beat you. And then they find any way necessary, whether it be game breaking or not, to take what you have and make sure you leave. And they'll keep messing with you until you leave the game. That's how I've been in a faction like that, and I left when I found out they did that, because not only are they bullying you because someone paid them to, but their job is to make sure you quit playing the game altogether. They'll make sure they even watch your account, and if you uninstalled Fallout, they leave you alone. But as soon as you reinstall it, they'll know. And I don't like the concept of that, but they
I
all sign
absolutely
the Raider
hate that
faction or the
concept.
Brotherhood of Steel. None of the Enclave groups do it a little bit, but they don't make you leave the game. I've seen a lot of BOF and Raider groups doing it completely. They intentionally make you leave the game to cut competition. Like the Raider groups will run another Raider off the game completely to cut competition, where the BOS will headhunt you until you apologize and leave the game as an extra. How some of them even make you compensate, like I've been a victim of, where they make you apologize and then they make you compensate for that apology as well. Like, you just apologize, we won't accept it till you pay all of your caps and all of your characters to us. You owe us for the inconvenience. A lot of Brotherhood groups are like that. Even when if they're not in the beginning, they get that way. They demand a compensation for everything you do. You want to go to your camp? You got to pay us to go through us to go to the camp. You know, it's your camp, but because they're BOS, they think they can own it. A lot of people are taking groups very seriously. That's why my groups are never really faction related, and if they are, they're not storyline faction. I mean, I have a West Virginian branch of the NCR Rangers. But am I going to go and be a full-blown Ranger, follow the storyline immediately, just put West Virginia in the place? No, because I don't agree with any faction. Even with the one you side with, I'll side with the Free States. But will I play as them story mode to the letter? No, because it corrupts the gameplay and the morality of a player to pick a faction and do everything they would. That's why Brotherhood of Steel people are my second most desired group to be around, because they demand something from you, and they're playing it just like the Brotherhood of Steel would. You owe us this tech. You owe us everything, and if you don't give it to us, we'll take it. As the Brotherhood of Steel did in the story. They bullied the responders in the story's lore of Fallout until the responders kind of died. I mean, the responders really kind of were the redhead stepchild, or the orphan group even of the faction. They were orphaned. They had to make their own way up all the Morgantown. They went all the fire department in Charleston. But in the end, they were bullied by the Brotherhood of Steel. They were demanded stuff from the BOS. In fact, I think that's why they did a Raider code for package drops for that event, because I believe because there's been talk of holotape of the BOS following them all to Morgantown and taking their supply drop before, so Brotherhood of Steel groups, in my opinion, need to chill. The Raider groups need to chill. Are they wrong? No, they just need to chill terms of them all. So,
I hate that because I don't want anyone to quit this game, but well, like I said, this game's infrastructure is just being torn apart, and people who are making others quit because of their behavior is the reason why this game's infrastructure would be tearing apart if it is. And I hate every bit of that, because there are people who have been completely tortured to quitting the game and vowing never to play again because someone wouldn't leave them alone. And I just,
I've been there. I didn't leave. You know me. I wanted to. I wanted to do more than leave, but I told, but you maybe want to say that I chose to pick up the pieces. And I won't. Nowadays, I won't hesitate for it. I just you can't reporting them doesn't get the results though. Like as I said before, the group I used to be in, that with the BLS, they did that. That was their battle. So you kill yourself or don't, or stop playing follow completely, and they know you uninstalled it. They will not leave you alone. Their group didn't last. The leader of the group even left that group, disbanded it completely, and started his own before the incident. But that was after the incident with my wife, and even then, his group was loosely based on the same scenario. You anger me, you better kill yourself or quit playing follow, because we will come after you. Do. And a lot of people chose to quit playing follow. And hell, some of them maybe even did kill themselves, maybe, because this guy and his group, he had so many people. Even when he restarted his group, he had about 20. My group had 20,000. His group had about 30,000, maybe minimum, active a day. And there's 61 servers in the game. You could imagine how many players of them were his. You could always go up, and you could always, if you were part of that group, you knew who was where and what server they were on. I have a lot of them blocked now. So when I get on a server and it says it's a blocked individual, I get weary, but I stick around. I was kind of almost pushed away from playing the game, but I said enough was enough. And that's what I mentioned to some people before. When a dev or a company worker like Bethesda as a whole, or even held the parent company of ZeniMax says it's time for you to stop, they're going to silence. If you're going to, eventually though, I fear with the gameplay and the players, they're going to, ZeniMax is going to say it's time for us to take action. They're going to take Wastelanders away, or they're going to stop caring about the game, because there used to be a few devs, I'm sure, that played this game with passion. And now it's to the point where I'm pretty sure with dev hunting, as we mentioned before, we won't say who's being hunted and how and whatever, but dev hunting is still a thing. I think it's always been a thing since video games and developers playing it to get a first-hand experience. It's been on the rise for you. I know people who are dev, and I even dreamed about being one at one point. I mean, what is really happening, Skull? You get the thing. You know what I do. But to say, heck, even me saying right now, there's going to be someone that's watching this is going to be like, he wants to be a dev. We're going to go make sure he doesn't become one. Because they just, dev hunters, man, they don't care. These players are just so black-hearted and void of life and existence, and they just want everyone else to join their black-hearted non-existence. They're so... I would even mention a Sam player that jumps onto your world and sees and targets just you for 4 hours. I'm going to call them brain dead. They're stupid. That's just about it. You tell them to please leave me alone, and they look at you with the drool hanging out their mouth, and they go, fight me. It just goes in one ear out their ass. They don't even I don't want to fight you. Not cute. I gotta fight.
They're just like, duh, fuck you, fight me, you're gay.
That's how it is, though. It's like, what are you accomplishing? You're just being an ass. PvP is okay, but what I've been seeing is not okay. It's okay to spar with your buddies and asking maybe, like, hey, I'm a PvP build. Will you play with me a few rounds, mate? Because I don't want to screw you over. That's usually what happens with a PvP build that I've been seeing recently. I just run and go smack, 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 and if you have that mutation, you're fine. You just got green. They're exploiting that completely. And you ask them to leave me alone. You say, please leave me alone. And he goes, yeah, they don't care. They don't care that they're screwing you over. They just want what they want and don't considerately think, I'm ruining this kid's day or this guy's day. He probably, he really just wanted to get on and have a fun time. And my fun time is fucking him over. I'm not doing it. going to stay there for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to leave the world naked and unclaimed. What did you accomplish? That's what I see the most. They claim it, they're there for 5 minutes, and they leave. What did you just do besides, like, we paid 30 caps to get it? What did you really accomplish? And I find it ironically hilarious because it's like, you paid to claim it from us, you paid to contest it, and then you leave. You didn't really succeed. I mean, yeah, we may be angry, but people we hang out with, like, fuck them. If they can't handle what we do, fuck them. You know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
it works, but it only works so long. I try to explain it to him that he's so usually quick to forgive. You're so usually quick to forgive. But that won't go so far before the toxicity of the fan base that can be there. With what I do and how I play, every time I see a bad player, I lose a bit more faith in not only the following community, but the gamer community. As Pat says, game theory, team internet. To my daughters, team internet is bad, all the way down to the very core. To Kate, especially, people in this community are just bad or inappropriate and not worth being around. She even says Team Lonely is probably better than, Team Emo or whatever she called it. But basically one of you rather just be alone, and you're your only person in this team is a lot easier than being on Team Internet because of what I've seen, what I've experienced, what they have directly.
Oh.
They're becoming, the community is making my daughters especially less likely to play together. They'll play with us, they'll play with you and Clover. You played with Clover a couple times, but they don't go in there and say, "Hey, my name is Kate, and I'm new to this game. Do you want to be friends?" They do whatever they can. What Mars is. She's as far away from people as she can. She not only does she goes the water source, but she chose to be as far away from people as she could without breaking the game's border boundary, because she doesn't want to be around people that bad. That tells me that the community needs to sit down, shut up, and if they can't be nice, sit down, shut up, and hide in a corner. Leave everyone else alone. If you can't play nice, it goes back to that, what was the golden rule that you could see in Bambi? If you don't got nothing nice to say or do, don't do it at all. People need to learn that. If you can't be a relatively good player on purpose, leave everybody the fuck alone. There is no reason to get your guns out to a fight, man. Just going shooting off rounds. You're wasting ammo. You're going to screw someone's day up. And then in the end, you're going to be judged by the community, the part that is so good, the little glimmer of hope, as a bad person. There are group members that want to make the game good again. The group I've recently offered to help on a company-wide level, like if this was completely, it kind of sort of is legit, but from the viewer's eyes, they won't understand. I'm offering to help them. They're the first group I've ever done. I used to love to help groups get a redo or a creation, but this group runs the same ideas I did. Build the game up, build the community up the right way, make everyone happy, make sure the people are protected that deserve it, and don't go around being a dick. And their group is pretty set up. They just need to help get the physical part set up. They are the first group I've ever offered to help that didn't need to have a bunch of people kicked out for being a dick, or didn't have a group at all and wanted to start a group and they had just general ideas. These guys have everything but the group. And I hope and pray to Todd, yes, it can be a joke, but I'm also being serious. I hope to Todd that people will join this group willingly and be good. I hope this group thrives greatly. That's what my groups were set for. The Last Scientist, you're in it, the core concept is Vault Tech Rep and a few other little scientists running around, and we help people. We don't go, "Hey, I want to fight you." That's what the Rangers are protecting you for. My groups are set in twos, and they help. We help, not hinder. Aid, not crutch. That's kind of what's happening here. Is there's a group that wants to aid you, but there's a member of that group that wants to be a crutch, or there's a whole group that wants to be the crutch, and the burden that gives not only the whole community a problem, but gives the knocks it all over. Just runs in, kicks it with his shoe. I said, "Oh, hey, you can't get mad at me. I'm just having a little bit of fun. If you're mad, just go play a different game or build it up." So they're saying, "Okay, fine, I forgive you. Get up in the game, you build it again. Build your tower this time." And the player comes in again, does the same thing, and repeats the phrase, "Don't get mad at me. I'm just having fun."
If that's your sick, twisted idea of fun, you need to fuck off.
Right.
Like, I'm seriously sick and tired of people being griefed and bullied,
It's wrong.
and
Because
but we're in this stage where we should be able to understand that, we don't want to fuck up someone's day. You should have the common knowledge to be able to find you a sparring partner. Leave the people alone, especially the low levels of the people who are just getting fucking started, or maybe even started a new character and are playing over again. It doesn't matter. If they're low level, especially if they're low level, leave them alone. Leave them alone in general, but especially the low levels alone. If you're gonna bother anybody, I'd rather you bother a higher level than a lower level. But I'd still rather you not bother anybody. But fuck off the low level so people will start playing.
with the ideas you mentioned before, the suggestions how the game should go, I think that should be where we need to start suggesting a sparring system. I know there's someone in the company that might eventually start watching your videos. They think it's not good or good or bad. It has their name in it, the company name in it. They're gonna maybe watch. I think for anyone who knows what they're doing, besides what I do, if they're watching and they can actually do more than I can, please think about adding a sparring system in this game. I think we really could use.
I proposed this to him.
If the dude doesn't want to, leave him alone.
I
That's really all the game should have.
I proposed this to him a while back, a sparring system where you propose a duel to somebody, and if they don't accept, then that prompt is gone. It leaves it alone. Instead of the pacifist and systems that we have now.
So you could, but you can only get so many. After like 2 to 3 no, you can't invite them again until 2 days worth of waiting. So I'm making food as well. I gotta make some food. I'm angry.
Okay,
All
but
this ranting makes me hungry.
yeah.
But that worked. 2 days. You have to wait 2 days for you to ask them again.
Or at the very least 24 hours.
Well, I think 2 days would be great, because then if you're doing 24 hours, you got a guy every day you gotta come back, and he really, this is made to deter from PvP
Right.
and FR. So if you make it 24, they'll make the 24, and they'll come back and say, cheated. It's like, okay, you want to fight now? No. And I think after come back, after those 2 days, and they give you the same 2 no's again, you are not able to invite that player to sparring.
I think it should be 2 days, and if they do it again, it's 4 days, and then if they do it again, it's 6 days. It should increase.
It should continue. And if you continuously come back to them, then you should be banned. Because
Or at least punished in some way, shape, or form.
Tiger's angry. He doesn't like the player base in Fallout. Do you, Tiger? You're so angry.
But
You don't like people, do you, Tiger?
Fallout 76 is considered an MMORPG, and I've seen MMORPGs implement this system, and it's genius.
But when I say, really what happens here, though, is it's MMORPG, but to the players that want to fight, it's in massive multiplayer online fight me. Or massive multiplayer fight me, as Mario's called it. He decides that it's just another massive multiplayer fight. It's no longer online because everyone's on the same page. You want to fight, I want to fight, let's go. Let's ruin the whole game together. We'll agree to disagree. Fight me.
Now, those who want to fight should fight together, and those who don't want to fight, leave them the fuck alone.
Well, during the fight, that's my problem. That's what I said to her. But she did make a good point, though. You want to not fight. Let's put the strippers off now. You want to be left alone, right? Me, you and me, we don't care. They spar a couple times. Hell, I did Mage yesterday. My friend Mage.
You think of it as so easily forgiving? I think of it as...
You seem like you are.
I am more easy to ignore it than to. I really just don't want to bother with it. I would rather ignore it and leave it alone than to risk my money, my caps, everything that I've earned for that day, just fighting this douchebag. I'd rather just not.
Right. They're self-centered. Why would you feed their self-centered, right?
Right,
Why would you feed a self-centered dude? Because all he's gonna do is say more
right.
me. That's all they. That's all I hear. I fight next. I hear the word me.
I hear me. When I'm just looking at, when I'm over here looking at the sheep, I'm just looking at a sheep, and I'm like, it's an awolowoo. I'm just not even wanting to bother with anybody. I'm just wanting to be. Yeah, you caught that, but I'm just wanting to do my own thing. Go to West Tech, go to NRARC, get screws, get caps, get weapons. You know, do my stuff, resupply. While the fuckers are trying to bother me when I'm at my camp, when it would have been, you know, more convenient for them to do it earlier. But now they want to find the time that I'm actually working on stuff and trying to do stuff to pester me and bother me. And my friends too. We've had situations where somebody would come over with a fucking cultist dagger and poke us with a knife for like 5 minutes, without error, without fail. It would happen, and I've even had people chase me the fuck down when I'm trying to do quests. I was trying to do quests one time, and I heard footsteps, and I said,
You got math.
just stop. I said to myself, I hope to God that is not another player because I am about to have some problems.
Did you kick his ass though?
No, I left the server.
Right there. Ding, ding, ding. That's the right answer. Get the hell away from you. You should always block them and block them for session. Because usually, that way they don't make laugh. Block for session. As long as you're in that server, you can't see them and they can't see you. You should also block them in game. That's what I tell a lot of people when they ask me what do I do to get rid of people. Block them. If you block them on the game, it blocks them on Microsoft. We work with Microsoft for a reason. They help with that stuff. That's why we.
I personally haven't had that situation where I haven't had to block somebody, but I've had that situation where I was just in the middle of the quest. I was in the middle of nowhere. I was in the middle of the fucking what's the up area? The
Mire.
The mire.
The mire is the big part, the really big long black part. You're in the north.
No, the white part.
That's the divide. You were probably north.
I was up in I was in the fucking Savage Divide. I was up in the divide, and nobody should have been up there with me. I was doing a quest looking for a terminal to complete a quest. What do I hear?
Right.
Just getting closer, getting closer. No, footsteps. And then I see this motherfucker try to beat me with a shotgun and shoot at me. I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with it. And I was on with a friend, and I think it was when he tried to take Poseidon. They get so fucking butthurt that you take a station, that they will chase you to take all of your caps.
Or even the worse. This is why I think this is why Mars hates on me. Like, you took my workshop. Okay, great. Goes and leaves them alone. You try to claim again, and they get on the server and say you took my workshop back. I was gone for 2 seconds. First way, I'm gonna nuke you.
It's just.
You're busy and away from the game. It's all said and done. It's all over. You don't care about the workshop anymore. And they're like, hey guys, this dude might take our workshop again. Let's nuke his base and hope he's busy enough not to see it. And it's like, what? But they just want to make sure you don't. That's what I say. Don't cross me because I'll kick your butt. That's what I say. And it's like, it's like you're like, well, something good for their life. Gotta do like we did. But it's my favorite.
And as we're getting ready to finish up this video, it's just, there's one last thing I want to say. A message to you guys. How childish do you need to be to fucking chase somebody for PvP?
Or do it yourself on a massive level.
Right. And I don't.
Go back to kindergarten, or even more. Let's go back to pre-K and put back in the timeout corner because you can't play nice with the rest of the game.
That's what
You
that's
can't play
what
with
that's what I would love to see
being
Fallout
a
as.
jerk.
Just a public embarrassment chamber for everyone to sit there
I've done it before.
and
I've done it
watch you
before.
in this little fucking tank as it starts to fill with water and you drown in the fucking game because of your insolence. It's like some kind of acid water or something.
I think it'd be better, but Bethesda did this as the Pip-Boy already does not full of the nuke and what a lot of work I made up sonar you. I think they need to add a punishment alert of a public shaming. It shames you if you did something for sure. You report someone who's been banned. Not only will you be banned from the game, but right before you get kicked out, it shames you on every server, all of them, public, private, and nuclear winter. Everyone knows what you did. I think if every community member, good and bad, knows what you did wrong if you're wrong, I think people will think, oh, hey, if I continue to, I get put in the timeout corner, and everyone, the whole school that is community Fallout, will know I'm a bad person. I mean, Xbox does it. They do an interaction thing. It's green for good, orange is probably should stop hanging around me a little, and red stay away from it. You don't see it a lot, but it tells you how good of a person you are.
Wasn't that the player rating system?
No, I think yes, but I can't ever find it.
I remember I don't think it's on Xbox One anymore. I don't think it's on Xbox One, but it was on Xbox 360. It was a submit a player review.
I remember. Yeah, we need to add that back, but for Fallout because
Exactly.
people chill out. If you can't be nice in the playground that is community Fallout, go sit in the timeout, and you can leave the corner when you continually notice how long you were and can manage to play it up. It might be another much easier to fuck off. Fuck off, leave right balance alone. You can sit in the timeout corner and do you away from everybody else until you can play nice. And my message to all of you that do good, stand up for those who can't defend themselves from the wrongdoer. Do like a hurt. Look for people to help. Look for low levels to protect. Look for do good deeds. The company rewards you for you just don't. They do yet. They'll alert you when you do good. So as long as you show the rest of the game that you like and you do good non-stop, I think you'll. But don't punish you if you do bad. So, plus, we need to rebuild. We can't rebuild America. We're beating each other.
Right.
That's enough. How much time we got left in this video before I get to eating and then hear munch, chew, swallow?
30 seconds.
I have nothing else to say about this one. I would do again, by for letting me back in here. I should have hard. I do that. I do thank you for if I get distracted too much. Thank you for letting me back in your chats. I do hope we can do a few more. I do plan on having.
I would like that. I would very much like that.
Well, do we have any plans for the next chat? Like, when at where
And
gonna scream.
I thank you all for your time. Thank you for listening to us discuss the problems of what the hell is going on. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Yes.